Cody Santana. Batting
Live from George Sparky Anderson Field, it's game number 14 of the Oaks season. Welcome everybody to today's matchup between the Conejo Oaks and the Arroyo Seco Saints. The Oaks coming in today's contest at 10-3 overall, 6-3 in the CCL. The Saints are 7-4 overall, 7-4 in the CCL. The first of four matchups between these two, actually three matchups between these two teams. The Oaks coming off a win just 2 days ago against the SoCal Halos, 14-3. They put up 12 hits, and what was just a barrage of offensive tenacity. Jonah, how do you carry what was an incredible offensive performance into today's game without a hiccup?
Well, it's certainly going to be interesting to see, especially just given the competition that they're going to be facing, which is going to be, I'm expecting a more competitive game, given yesterday or a couple days ago's game, when most of the players that the Oaks were playing against were recent high school grads, or a couple of them even maybe seniors in high school. So there's no question that the level of competition is going to be much harder playing against this Saints ball club. But at the same time, what the Oaks did well in that win was their patience in the batter's box. And that's one of the things that I've talked about being a key for this team, and it's really proven to be a recipe for success. Every time they're patient, it normally translates to better quality hits and more productive offensive innings. And then the other key or thing that the Oaks have to do is assert themselves on the mound early and often. That's one of the things that they've been able to do recently, is jump out to quick leads, but they haven't been able to establish themselves on the mounds, and as a consequence, they would let some of these other teams get back in the games, and they have to be able to clean up that against the Seco Saints team today.
You see the Oaks bench coach Joey Garcia, the Saints head coach Anthony Chevrier, exchanging lineups and conversing with our umpires. It's going to be a good game today. This is the first time that the Oaks get to play the Saints since the Saints were in the Sunset League last season. That the Oaks actually played the Sentinels twice, which is now the B team for the Saints out of the Sunset League. The Saints are in their first year in the CCL. 7-4 right now standing, all of their games in the CCL, and they actually have a pretty good roster full of a lot of talent, as you see the coaches and the umpires shake hands there as they head back to their respective benches. I think that today, you know, yes, the Oaks on paper have a more talented team just by, you know, the sheer mass of Division I talent this team has. With that being said, I think that, look, the Saints are 7-4, which is not a bad record at all, and they have played a lot of tough talent. They played the Foresters, they played the Riptide. So overall, I wouldn't count out the Saints here at Cal Lutheran. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hit you with the national anthem, the starting lineups, and of course, your first pitch. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. We will be right back. after the Star-Spangled Banner at Sparky Anderson Field. Welcome back above the press box, everybody. Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, delighted to be with you on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon for baseball. A 5 o'clock due start between the Oaks and the Saints. And now we hit you with the starting lineups. First for the visiting Arroyo Seco Saints in their inaugural season in the California Collegiate League. They stand at 7-4 overall. All games have been in the CCL. Leading off for the Saints will be the Occidental College product, Brian Smith. He's out in center field. Following him in the number 2 spot, Gabriel Chavez in his second season with the Saints. He's playing second base, headed to Cal State San Bernardino in the fall. Spencer Musberg will follow him in the designated hitter spot from Lee University. Cleaning up the things for the Saints is Blake Burton from the University of Washington out in left field. Tyler Durno will follow him from UCSD out at first base. Derek Gabri out at shortstop from St. Leo's is in the 6th spot. Brett Adams in the 7th spot from Scottsdale Community College. Playing third base in the 8th spot, Scotty Graham catching today's game from Loyola Marymount University. To round out the order for the Saints is Josh Meiji out in right field from Faulkner University. On the mound for them will be the Arizona State product, Dylan Raish. For the Oaks, out in center field and kicking things off in their side of the order, Jason Oliver from Cal State Bakersfield. Behind him is the second baseman from Cal Lutheran, Max Weinstein in the 3 spot. Grant Mayu from San Diego State out there at short. Playing first base and cleaning things up for the Oaks is Chase Cockrell at first base from Ole Miss. Brandon Lewis is in the 5th spot, playing third base from Pierce. Behind him in the 6th spot is Jordan McFarland out in left field from the University of Arkansas. Cody Santana, the wide Pacific star, is DHing today's game in the 7th spot. Juan Gonzalez will follow things up in the 8th spot from Oklahoma Baptist. He's catching in today's game. And Milo Beam will wrap things up for the Oaks order out in right field. On the mound in today's game from CSUN is Theron Kay, getting his 3rd start with the Oaks. His last start was a week ago against the Orange County Riptide. He ended up with the loss as the Oaks lost 15-7 in that contest. Brian Smith steps in from Occidental College, waves that bat over his right shoulder. Kay takes a sign from Gonzalez, toes the rubber, kicks and fires the first pitch, and it's a strike over the heart of the plate. Start time is 4:59 West Coast time. Weather is 97 degrees on the field. It does feel like 88 with the breeze. The 0-1 from Kay is ripped and a missed for strike number 2. 0-2 the count now. The Oaks coming off a win against the SoCal Halos of the Premier League. The 0-2 pitches, cut on and missed. The slider on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Down goes Smith, and Kay quickly dealing 3 pitches to get out number 1 here.
Batting second. Second baseman
Is
from
the
Cal State
88-degree breeze supposed to make us feel any better, John?
Well,
It's still pretty hot.
You and I have the luxury of being cloaked by the shadows of the roof above us, but on the field it is pretty hot as that wind blows out to right. Gabriel Chavez steps in. He just finished his tenure at Rio Hondo College, headed to Cal State San Bernardino, pops up the bunt. It gets down, Cockrell will glove it, but he can't make a play, and that'll be an infield single by the speedy Gabriel Chavez. His 2nd year with this team. Count that as an infield hit, a successful bunt. And now there is 1 on with 1 away
from Lee University,
from Spencer
number 18,
Musberg.
Spencer Musberg.
From Lee University out in Florida, one of 4 Lee products on this team. Oaks in their baby blue uniforms with white letters on the front, outlined by navy blue and navy blue letters on the back with a navy blue line along the white pants. As Kay checks the runner at first, kicks and fires the first pitch. It's a slider, called strike on the inside corner. The Arroyo Seco Saints are in their navy blues with gold lines under the armpits. White letters on the front outlined by gold and white letters on the back outlined by gold. Very fresh looking uniforms. As Kay peers and fires the 0-1 pitch. And this one's in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 the count, 1 on here, 1 away in the top of the first. For Musberg from Lee University, the Ooltewah, Tennessee native, say that 5 times fast. In 48 games played, he batted .312, which was 3rd on the team with 4 home runs, 24 RBIs. As he swings and misses the 1-1 pitch, he's now down in the count 1-2. 26 runs scored, 46 strikeouts, and 13 walk. So I think that for him, yes, his batting average was .312, and he was third on the team for a very good Lee University baseball squad in Division II, but he needs to get that strikeout total down, and I think that's why he's with the Saints this summer. The 1-2 is a slider in the dirt, 2-2 the count.
Yeah, and there's no better opportunity than in summer ball. Chance to work on your game, could build some confidence in the offseason.
No runs, a hit. No errors here for the Saints in their top half of the second as the 2-2 pitch is chopped foul just under the glove of third baseman Brandon Lewis. Nonetheless, though, the count is once again even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks for any comments, concerns, questions. We also want to thank the Arroyo Seco Saints for retweeting our broadcast link. For all those Saints fans out there, we appreciate you watching and supporting CCO baseball, even if you are cheering for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Got to be a fan of some team, right? The 2-2 from K. Runner goes. It's called a ball. The throw to Weinstein is in time. And they gunned out Chavez. That is the 4th runner in 5 attempts by opposing teams that Gonzalez has gunned out at second base. He has quite an arm. There is a full count on the board, however, but now 2 away and that base runner eliminated.
Yeah, Gonzalez just has great reaction when he's in that squatty position, the catcher's position, and he's just able to release that ball quickly.
Payoff pitch from K, a slider at the knees, called strike 3, and we are out of the top of the first. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base on the caught stealing attempt by Gabriel Chavez. We're through half an inning here from Sparky Anderson Field Oaks, looking to take some cuts in their half of the inning. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. No scores. We hit the break. We'll be right back. Back here in the bottom of the first inning, Dylan Raish is going to take the mound for this Arroyo Seco Saints here in the Oaks half of the first inning. The Saints struck out twice in the top of the first, as well as got caught stealing, so nothing new on their side.
Center fielder from Cal State.
Raish is from Arizona State University,
Jason Oliver.
but he redshirted his freshman season, even though he did come highly touted. As Jason Oliver from Cal State Bakersfield steps in, sporting the blue Cal State Bakersfield helmet. The first pitch just misses outside at 85 miles an hour for ball number 1. But like I was saying, for Raish, came highly touted out of Cave Creek, Arizona, as the 1-0 pitch is cut on a miss for strike 1, 1-1 the count. At Cactus Shadows High School, he won his school's Cy Young Award in 2015 and 2016. 2016 as he deals the 1-1 pitch, cut on a miss for strike 2. Struck out 73 batters in 61 2/3 innings and had a 1.32 ERA. It's no wonder why Arizona State wanted him to be on the team, but in the preseason, as though he deals the 1-2 pitch, is fouled into the Arroyo Seco dugout. So we'll do it again at 1-2. In the preseason, during fall ball, he wasn't pitching very well, and they said, we're going to ask you to redshirt this season. But he does have a lot of upside, a lot of talent as a southpaw. And looking to do some damage here against the Oaks as the 1-2 pitch is popped high and foul out of play, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Jason Oliver from Cal State Bakersfield, sporting the blue Roadrunner helmet, has mostly led off the game, or the lineup for the Oaks in the season, as he takes a 1-2, a two-hopper over to short. Jabri will get it, fired over to first in time for out number 1. And I was going to say Oliver has been a very good contact hitter, but he has been striking out a lot. But you saw there, he was able to at least make some contact with the ball. He's averaging about 2 strikeouts per game, trying to change his misfortunes. Unfortunately, though, 0-for-1 on the day as Max Weinstein from Cal Lutheran steps up. Division I talent on a Division III team as he rips the first pitch he sees in the right center field. That one's going to drop for extra bases, and it rolls down to the wall. Weinstein around first, goes to second as the throw comes in, and he will be in on a 1-pitch stand-up double. Oaks have a runner in scoring position with 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, and Weinstein's done a nice job early on in multiple games of getting leadoff base hits, at least for himself. He's been a nice spark for this Oaks team at setting the tone in the batter's box for these batters all season.
Grant Mayu now, as Weinstein, Jono, to your point, is probably the most dangerous Oaks hitter. He started his career at UC Irvine, redshirt, went to Cal Lutheran, where he led the Kingsmen in batting average, was one of the tops in the country, and also has a championship under his belt. I would expect him to get drafted in next year's draft, as Grant Mayu from San Diego State steps in now. Another very productive bat here in the middle of the order for the Oaks. Raish kicks and fires the first pitch. It's a bunt over to the right side, but it's going to be hit foul and out of play. 0-1 the count. Hope everybody had a nice Father's Day this past week, and we were on for that one against the SoCal Halos. And the Oaks were off yesterday. The Oaks won 14-3 on Sunday. Looking to bring that offensive explosiveness into today's game as Raish toes the rubber, checks the runner at second, kicks and fires, though, 1 pitch in the dirt. It gets away from Graham. The throw as Weinstein goes is not in time as Weinstein slides in there in time on a stolen base. Weinstein, not the most explosive player, but he has a very high IQ, and when he saw that ball was down, he figured, why not? And it paid off. 1 away, runner on third, 1-1 count to Mayu. As the southpaw gloves the ball, kicks and fires the 1-1 pitch, cut it and missed for strike number 2.
Yeah, that's a great outside pitch by Raish. Probably a couple inches or so on the outside, catches Mayu swinging.
Mayu with the red San Diego State composite bat. Swings over his right shoulder and hits the 1-2, a high 1-hopper over to Chavez at second. He'll make the easy out at first, but Weinstein comes in to score. And Oaks take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Grant Mayu gets the job done, even though he does get out. And that'll make way now for the big bat of Chase Cockrell. It'll be an RBI 4-3 putout for those keeping score at home. And Chase Cockrell, the Ole Miss Rebel, will step in with a couple home runs under his belt, as well as a sub-400 batting average as he takes a fastball inside for ball 1. 1 run, a hit, no errors here for the Oaks. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Saints. As the 0-1, or the 1-0 pitch, I should say, is dealt on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. The Saints play their home ball at Jackie Robinson Stadium out in Pasadena, a beautiful little ballpark right next to the Rose Bowl. As the 1-1 pitch is ripped high and deep to right field, running back on his Meiji, he's going to look up and say goodbye to that one. That's a single shot out to right field. Chase Cockrell gets his 3rd of the season, and the Oaks take a 2-0 lead.
Wow. Just a great job from Cockrell. He's one of these big at-bat players, takes big swings, but he's patient at the in the batter's box, and it pays off there. He saw a pitch he liked, just kind of dropped in the inside of the strike zone, and he launched out one deep into right.
Brandon Lewis.
He took it opposite field right into the jet stream that favors the ball going out towards right field, and he was able to get enough carry on it to get it out as Brandon Lewis steps in, another power hitter in the Oaks lineup. First pitch is a ball outside. Lewis at Pierce College this last year, batted .419 with over 20 home runs. This is the 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. 2-0 now to the big batter in the number 5 spot. He also has a home run on the season for the Oaks, out to straightaway center field last week. Capitalized here. 2-way, 2-0 the count as he riffs on a big one and misses. 2-1 the count now. Oaks up 2-0 here as they look to continue their success. They're 10-3 overall, 6-3 in the CCL, and that 6-3 is good to claim the top spot in the Central Division as the 2-1 pitch is cut on a miss. 2-2 the count. And that's important because the Foresters, now that Cal State Fullerton has lost in the in the College World Series, the Foresters are going to get the rest of their team and be very dangerous as the 2-2 pitch runs in the dirt. Full count now. And Oaks have 5 more matchups against the Foresters, who are the most dangerous team in the league. So if the Oaks can get off here to an early start and maintain top spot in the Central Division by a couple of games, as a 3-2 pitch is ripped over to short, but gloved by Gabriel for out number 3. I'll finish what I'm saying. If the Oaks can jump off to a win here and maintain that top spot in the CCL Central, a couple losses to the Foresters won't hurt them, and that's exactly what Solis and company want to do. Well, we're out of the first inning. The Oaks put up 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 1 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks lead at 2-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Simulcast it onto YouTube. We will be right back. 2-0 our scores. We hit the top of the second. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, delighted to be with you for the ride on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon from Sparky Anderson Field. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Saints. Blake Burton, Tyler Durna, and Derek Capri all supposed to be up this inning as the first pitch from Kay is fired outside to Burton from the University of Washington. This is a 1-0 count. One of 2 Washington products on this team. He only had 2 at-bats this past season as he takes a 1-0 pitch for a strike at the knees, 1-1. He did not record any sort of stat. He just grounded out in both of his attempts. As Kay kicks and fires, the 1-1 pitch is popped high to shallow right field. Running in on his Beam along with Weinstein. A Beam's going to make the diving catch for out number 1.
I mean, a nice catch from Beam, but I think there's got to be better communication from the Oaks infield and right fielder. Being the 3 of them are all converging on that ball at the same time. They got to call each other off so that nothing dangerous could potentially happen and none of them run into each other.
Yeah, Weinstein, Cockrell, and Beam all running towards that one. Weinstein, at the last moment, got out of the way of Beam. Tyler Durna now stepping in from the University of California, San Diego. A team that was quite impressive. They lost to Westchester, in the Division II championship as the first pitch comes in for a strike. And for Mr. Durna, who had an incredible season for the Tritons as Kate deals the 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1 the count. He ended up leading the team in batting average. He played 59 games, batted .363 in 212 at-bats. He had 52 runs, 7 home runs, and 49 RBIs. He also only struck out 21 times as the 1-1 pitch runs outside. 2-1 the count. So an unbelievable talent for an unbelievable team. The Tritons, like I said, lost to Westchester, which is a team from Pennsylvania, in the championship. Kay kicks and fires the 2-1. It's ripped over to first. Cockrell gloves it on 2 hops, and he'll take it himself for out number 2. That's going to make way now for Derek Cabri from St. Leo University out in Southern Florida.
From St. Leo University, number 13, Derek Cabri.
He's playing shortstop in today's game from Clearwater, Florida. At St. Leo, he batted .323 in 49 games, had 2 home runs, 23 RBIs, and he also led the team in walks with 27. He's also 9 for 11 in stolen bases, so a lot of speed and a very good contact hitter out of St. Leo. We'll see here if he can get a late 2-out rally going in the top of the second. 2-0 our score. Okay. Toes the rubber, kicks and fires the first pitch high and away for ball 1. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks on Twitter. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff. Or chat with us in the YouTube chat. The live chat box up on the screen in your upper right-hand corner is the 1-0 pitches at the knees. 1-1 the count. Oaks in their first of 8 games in 8 days as K deals the 1-1, just a little bit low, 2-1 the count. It's going to be a pretty tough stretch. They actually play 12 games in the next 14 days with a couple days off next Tuesday and the Monday after. The 2-1, a nasty slider, but just runs a little bit too far inside. 3-1 the count. Oaks will be here today, obviously, against the Saints, and tomorrow, again, another 5 o'clock game against the Academy Barons. As K kicks and fires the 3-1. It's ripped into left center, or into left field, I should say, in between the gap of short and third for a 2-out hit. Gabri is now on and trying to muster something here in the top of the second.
Third baseman from Scottsdale Community College, number 7, Brett Adams.
Comes in from Scottsdale Community College. Plays third base in today's game. 2-0 our score here in the top of the second. After the Oaks play the home game tomorrow against the Academy Barons, they'll be at the Barons in Compton, California on Thursday. Then they'll be at San Luis Obispo on Friday and at Santa Barbara on Saturday. The first pitch is cut on a miss for strike number 1. Then they'll be back home against the Halos on Sunday. They'll be at Ventura on Monday, and that'll cap things off in the 8 games in 8 days. Quite a stretch for this team. K checks the runner. The 0-1 pitch is at the knees, but called ball. 1-1 the count. Remember, there is speed at first base in the form of Gabri. He was 11 for 13 in stolen bases for St. Leo. Okay, nods at his catcher Gonzalez. Pearson fires the 1-1 pitch, and it's fouled out of play. He's now ahead in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, and one of the things that K's done a nice job of is keeping all of his pitches pretty low in the strike zone. So if the Seco Saints were to be able to make contact with it, they'd have to probably pop it up.
1-2 the count as K fires. The runner goes. It's grounded over to short. Mayo will glove it and get it quickly over to Weinstein at second base for the bang-bang out number 3. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 1.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks lead it 2-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. We will be right back.
I also like to thank our sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, Jimmy John Sandwich, University of Arkansas, number 36, Jordan McFarland.
Back at Sparky Anderson Field, Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, happy to be along with you here in this one as the Oaks and the Saints duke it out on the diamond. Jordan McFarland steps in and takes the first pitch from Dylan Reich for a strike. The Oaks are up 2-0. They look to add on to that total here in the bottom of the second inning As Raish quickly deals, though, one pitch outside, 1-1 the count. Jordan McFarland is the batter from the University of Arkansas. Made his Oaks debut 2 games ago. Went 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs as he rips the 1-1 pitch foul. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, not to mention he's playing left field in this one, and apparently his Arkansas players found that to be something new for him.
1-2 pitch is in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2-2. Yeah, he's not normally a left fielder at the University of Arkansas, but trying something new out here. And so far he's been successful. Again, we only have had limited opportunities to watch him with those. As the 2-2 pitch from the southpaw is another one in the dirt. This one gets away from Graham behind the plate, but nothing doing on the base paths, obviously. Full count now, as McFarland has worked his way back from being down 1-2 to a full count. As Raish kicks and fires the payoff pitch, and it's grounded foul once again towards the third base side, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Oaks want to thank their sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, for providing the Oaks with all of their transportation to and from the away games, and Joseph A. Sweet, orthopedic surgeon in Oxnard, California. The 3-2 pitch runs outside, and McFarland will walk to lead off things here for the Oaks in the bottom of the second inning. They have one on now with nobody away, and Cody Santana
number 38, Cody
stepping up
Santana.
to the plate. He has been struggling as of late. Just 2 for his last 9, which I guess in hindsight isn't great, but compared to what he can do, where he batted .317 at Hawaii Pacific, All-Pac West team, and All-American with a 4.0 GPA, he's definitely used to having more success than that. As the southpaw checks the runner, kicks and fires. Santana shows bunt. It's popped foul, though, out of play towards third base. And we'll do it again. This time, though, Santana is down to 0-1.
Yeah, and it's interesting why the Oaks batters are showing bunt so early in this game. I mean, I guess they're looking at the game against the SoCal Halos, and they had tremendous success. 2 successful bunts in that game, maybe looking to replicate that here in this one.
I think here with McFarland not possessing the most speed on the base paths, they just want to get that runner to scoring position. And a lefty and a lefty, obviously Santana is at a disadvantage as he cuts and misses at a slow 71-mile-an-hour curveball. 0-2. So obviously not a bunting situation anymore, but that was the mindset. Lefty on lefty, runner on first and nobody away. If you can get that runner over and get that sack, it doesn't hurt your batting average on the season and helps the team. But now Santana's down to 0-2 as Raish deals high and away, 1-2 the count. Oaks will be in Pasadena to face the Saints in July. Looking to rekindle their win last year as the 1-2 pitch is fouled towards first base. We'll do it again at 1-2. This will be the only time of the season that the Saints come over to Sparky Anderson Field. The Oaks will be in Pasadena on July 22nd for a contest, and also, on July 8th. So 2 contests in Pasadena and 1 contest at Sparky Anderson. Runner goes, the 1-2 is cut on and missed. The pitch is in the dirt. And getting in safely, though, is McFarland. Down goes Santana on the strikeout. So chalk that up as a K, but a stolen base. So runner in scoring position, 1 away now for Juan Gonzalez from Oklahoma Baptist University.
Number 24,
he was drafted by the
Juan
Cleveland
Gonzalez.
Indians in the 27th round back in 2013 and opted to go play college ball. Very successful player for Oklahoma Baptist. Shoulders the bat with the runner at second. Raish checks him, kicks and fires the first pitch. It's high and hard over to right, but that's going to go foul. And now he's down to the count, 0-1. Give you a lay of the land here for the Saints. First, the outfield, Josh Magee out in right, Brian Smith in center, Blake Burton in left. So I'll give you the infield after this pitch. Raish kicks and fires the 0-1. It's a curveball in the dirt. Gonzalez lays off at 1-1 the count. Tyler Berna at first. Gabe Chavez at second. Derek Gabri at short. Brett Adams at third. Behind the dish is Scott Graham. And on the mound is Dylan Raish. That is your lay of the land here for the Arroyo Seco Saints. As the 1-1 pitch is a fastball. Cut in and missed. 1-2 the count now. Oaks have a very important stretch of games coming up this weekend, with a couple of Central teams duking it out for that top spot. The 1-2 is ripped up the middle past the glove of Raish. That's going to roll in the center field. Rounding third and coming home is McFarland. The ball was bobbled in center by Smith. That gave McFarland a little bit more leeway. An RBI single for Juan Gonzalez with one away here in the bottom of the second, and the Oaks take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, nice job by Gonzalez. He's actually been pretty successful when he's been playing. A couple games ago, he was batted .500 in that game. One of the more consistent players that the Oaks have.
Milo Beam going to step in now from Purdue. Shoulders that bat. Lefty on lefty matchup again. A lot of speed in that left-handed batter's box as he shows bump, but the slider gets away as he pulls back. 0-1 the count. He's also been batting very well, up above 400 on the season. Looking to capitalize here on a quick start for the Oaks. Up 3-0. The 1-0, he shows bunt again, pulls it back, but the fastball is at the knees for a strike. Quiet day here from Cal Lutheran. A good amount of fans on both sides. A couple of royalty fans, if you will, in our presence as the 1-1 pitch is ripped into center field. Running in on it and losing into the sun is Smith, and that's going to get down for a second consecutive hit to center field. Now runners at first and second with one away. Oaks have 4 hits in this game that result in their 3 runs.
Now batting number 21.
That's going to move us to the top of the order for Jason Oliver, 0-for-1 on the day with a ground out. Like I was saying, the Oaks have a couple of elite names. And GM Randy Riley, who worked closely with Mike Sosha and the ABG organization, the ownership group of the Oaks, as well as a scout here at Cal Lutheran. The first pitch to Oliver is ripped into the gap into left field. Gloving it quickly is Burton, and the runners will hold now, but 3 consecutive singles with 1 away, and the Oaks have bases loaded with Max Weinstein, the guy you want up at the plate, and an opportunity to extend their lead.
Yeah, it doesn't help your cause if you're Delon Raish when you got a guy like Weinstein who hit a double in his first at-bat in this game.
Weinstein, 1-for-1 like Jonah mentioned with a stolen base and a run scored, steps in. With bases loaded as time is called, Graham, the catcher, and Raish, the pitcher, are going to have a conversation on the mound. And this is going to be an interesting situation. Bases loaded, 1 away. You are in prime double play situation here, but you have to be able to compose yourself. And Raish has been throwing that fastball for strikes, and that's why the Oaks have been hitting him. We'll see here if he decides to go with some breaking pitches, but Max Weinstein, probably the smartest Oaks batter and one of the best in the CCL, does quick work out there in the batter's box. As time is called, and there'll be a conversation now between Dan DePace, the pitching coach for the Saints, and his pitcher and catcher. Oaks struck first back in the bottom of the first inning with 2 runs. They've followed that up with a 1-run inning here so far, but bases are loaded. Jordan McFarland led things off for the Oaks with a walk. He then stole second. Cody Santana struck out, but Juan Gonzalez RBI'd, or singled in. McFarland for an RBI. Milo Beam then singled, and Jason Oliver singled. And that's how we are to where we have gotten thus far in the game. Meeting breaks. Everybody's ready, and it's back to baseball. Max Weinstein sporting the purple Cal Lutheran Kingsman helmet. Steps up to the plate now with bases loaded, 1 away, and a 2-0 score here in the bottom of the second inning. Raish slowly kicks and fires the first pitch. Weinstein takes a big rip at it, but fouls it off against the screen, and the count is now 0-1.
Yeah, and one of the things that Weinstein does really well is even if he can't actually hit a base hit, he puts just so much pressure on the pitchers to throw perfect pitches.
The 0-1 from Raish is ripped foul. This one into the parking lot towards right. 0-2 the count, and that's a good point, Jonah. When Max Weinstein's up, you know pitchers are trying to throw as perfectly as possible. Now, it's very hard to do that if you're anybody, but especially in the CCL when you're still developing. Definitely keeps pitchers on their toes. The 0-2 from Raish is cutting and missed. A fastball in the dirt. Weinstein overly aggressive there. And he goes down swinging for the second strikeout on the day for Raish. And now there are 2 away with Grant Mayu stepping up to the plate. 0 for 1 with an RBI in today's contest. Looking to add on to that total here. 2 away, bases loaded, 3-0 our score. In the bottom of the second inning as the southpaw kicks and fires the first pitch for a strike at the belt. Grant Mayu at San Diego State University did not play this past season. He had foot surgery prior to the season starting. Had to go through the physical therapy process, but now rehabbing here with the Oaks as the 0-1 pitch is a 2-hopper to Chavez at second. He'll get it and fire it over to Derna at first in time for out number 3. The Oaks strike for 1 run on 3 hits. No errors and bases are left loaded. We're through 2 full here from Sparky Anderson Field, and despite what that scoreboard says, the Oaks are up 3-0 on the Saints. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Scotty Graham is going to lead things off here for the Saints in the number 8 spot as he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1 from Loyola Marymount University. Welcome back, everybody, to Oaks Baseball right here on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. As quickly dealing Theron K, the 1-0. It's a 2-hopper to Mayu at short. He'll glove it and quickly get it over to Cockrell at first for out number 1. The Oaks are up 3-0 here at Sparky Anderson Field, now with 1 away.
Right
in the top of the third inning, they struck for 2 in the bottom of the first and 1 in the bottom of the second. And now Josh Meiji is going to step up from Faulkner University. It's Jock Mai, excuse me. In 37 games played with Faulkner, he batted 182 with 10 RBIs. No home runs as he cuts and misses at the first pitch. And he is from Hammond, Louisiana, so my unfortunate Southern California accent doesn't allow me to pronounce his last name right. It is Maget. As the 0-1 pitch is ripped over to first, Cockrell backhanded and toss it over to Kay in time for out number 2.
Now batting, number 6, Brian Smith.
Quickly now, Brian Smith is going to get up here on the top of the order for the Saints. 2 away and only 3 pitches dealt so far this inning. On the day for Smith, 0 for 1 with a strikeout from Occidental College. Actually, a very good Division III baseball school out in Pomona. As Kay takes a breath, kicks and fires. The first pitch, a slider on the outside corner, swung on and missed for strike number 1. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Saints. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Oaks as the 0-1 pitch is a slider. This one hit into center field. Jason Oliver will take a couple steps to his right and make the catch for quick out number 3. So only 1 minute and 45 seconds is the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base as the Saints go down in order. Oaks half when we come back. They're up 3-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Nothing our score here in the bottom of the third inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, happy to be with you on a sunny Tuesday afternoon at Sparky Anderson Field. I guess we're getting to the early evening in just an hour or so as Chase Cockrell steps in and takes the first pitch for a strike from Dylan Raish. 0-1 the count. Chase Cockrell on the day, 1-for-1 with that home run out to right field back in the first inning. As Raish deals the 0-1 pitch, another fastball inside, but called strike, 0-2. Cockrell, the big cleanup hitter for the Oaks, now in his 12th game with this team. Steps in, waving that bat over his right shoulder. Raish deals the 0-1. This one outside, but swung and missed. For strike 3, down goes Cockrell on 3 pitches. That's the 3rd strikeout on the day from Raish. And now quickly, there's 1 away. That, by the way, the top of the 3rd inning.
Now batting number 23, Brandon Lewis.
The Saints was the quickest half inning that the Oaks have played this entire season, 1 minute and 32 seconds. Unbelievable as Brandon Lewis steps in and pops one foul. 0-1 the count. On the day for B. Lou from L.A. Pierce Junior College, 0-for-1 with a line out to short. As Raish kicks and fires the 0-1 pitch, an inside fastball at the knees for a strike. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, and Raish has actually done a nice job of finding the strike zone. Just some of the Oaks batters have been able to get good bats with it.
0-2 pitch is fouled back. 0-2 once again. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Saints as Chase Cockrell led off the inning striking out. And now Brandon Lewis looking to stay alive here down 0-2 as Raish kicks and fires a high curveball that doesn't break. 1-2 the count. The Oaks will be home tomorrow against the Academy Barons at 5 o'clock. Catch that one right here on YouTube and KDTV at 4:50. And the Oaks will be on the road on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Actually, no, hits the left foot of Lewis. And he will stride over the first base after getting hit by a pitch, his second hit by a pitch of the season. And now the Oaks have a runner on with 1 away.
Batting number 36, Jordan McFarland.
And it's interesting because Raish has been pitching a lot of those fastballs inside. That one just got away from him, and this time it kind of paid off for the Oaks, if you will, I guess. They haven't really been swinging at those inside fastballs.
Not to mention they also crowd the plate, so they're more exposed parts of their bodies.
First pitch now to Jordan McFarland is hit into right center field. That one's going to get down. Rounding second and going to third is Lewis. The throw in is cut off by Chavez out at second base. So Brandon Lewis gets from first to third on the single by Jordan McFarland. He's 1-for-1 on the day now. He was walked in the last inning, ended up coming around and scoring. And the Oaks, with 1 on and 1 away, have Cody Santana now, or 2 on and 1 away, have Cody Santana in the box. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Coats. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the visiting Saints. Every home game, or Oaks game, excuse me, will be broadcasted right here on KDTV and on YouTube. Jonah Malkin and myself, very happy to be the ones to call those games for you. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do. As Race checks the runner at first, kicks and fires the first pitch. It's swung and a missed for strike number 1. Santana on the day 0 for 1. He was the first strikeout victim, 1 of 3 that Dylan Race has had. Santana has been struggling these last couple of days, but never without a smile on his face, always upbeat. And he has a nice new haircut. As the 0-1 pitch is a nasty curveball, cut on a miss. 0-2 the count. Has yet to have a day off in the last 4 games, playing first base and DHing in the Oaks lineup. In his second year with the Conejo Oaks, he batted .324 last year for the Oaks in 32 games. The 0-2 pitch, this one is chopped over to second. Chavez will get it, and he's going to miss it, but it looks like they're going to call a runner interference. No, they're going to call a player interference on Gabriel Chavez. Nope, they're going to call runner interference. That's a good call. So Brandon Lewis has to come back to to third base. Cody Santana is on first base, but Jordan McFarland, who's running from first to second on the ball, will be sent down to the bench. So technically, I guess it's an offensive error on the Oaks. Cody Santana is on. We'll call it a fielder's choice, unassisted 4. So runners at the corners, 2 away now for Juan Gonzalez. RBI single, his first time up. Would end up stranded at third in the second as he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. One of 3 Oaks catchers, Zane Willems and Jacob Castro, the other 2. Him and Zane Willems tend to switch off the most between the 3 catchers, though. The 1-0 fired in from Raish. This one cuts way inside. 2-0 the count. Santana on first base, takes a half-step lead. The 2-0 ripped foul back against the screen. 2-1 the count now to the Oklahoma Baptist product.
Yeah, and let's see if the Oaks can capitalize on a runner in scoring position. In the last inning, they had bases loaded with an opportunity to capitalize, and they just couldn't do it.
The 2-1 from Raish is once again fouled off the end of the bat. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And yeah, capitalization has been quite a question mark for this Oaks team. They're averaging 8 runners left on base every game. They've left as much as 14 on. They've yet to play a game where they've left less than 4 on. Now, obviously, in baseball, runners left on base is something that happens a lot. As the 2-2 pitch is swung and a missed for strike 3, but Coach David Solis is not one of those guys that like to see opportunities wasted. Just like that, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base for the Oaks. 4 strikeouts on the day for Raish. And the Oaks are up 3-0 as we hit the break. Headed to the top of the 4th. All right, after this one, you're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Top of the fourth inning, Oaks up 3-0 as Strong K will get set to throw his fourth inning of work. 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Arroyo Seco Saints. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, and for play-by-play of the fourth, fifth, and sixth innings, my broadcasting partner, Jonah Malkin.
Thank you, Jonathan, and welcome to anyone just joining the broadcast now. As we head into the top of the fourth, Oaks lead 3-0 on 6 hits and no errors. And the Arroyo Seco Saints still no runs, 2 hits and 1 error as Gabriel Chavez in the leadoff spot. Spencer Mossberg on deck and Blake Burden in the hole. Chavez hits that one over to Weinstein at second, who's going to glove it and toss it over to Cockrell for out number 1. Chavez coming into that hit was 1 for 1 with a bunt that was caught stealing, but now it'll be 1 for 2 with Spencer Mossberg coming up to the plate, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot from Lee University. Struck out back in the first, one of K's only 2 strikeouts on the day. Looking to rectify that situation here in the top of the fourth. So 0-0 pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. 89-mile-an-hour fastball. That was one of K's fastest pitches he's thrown all day. He takes the sign from Gonzalez and fires the 0-1 pitch low for ball 1. Now K only has played in 3 games so far for the Oaks. And normally played limited innings. Roughly about 4 innings is the limit with Coach Solis. He keeps him on the mound. As the 1-1 pitch inside for ball 2.
Yeah, but Jonah, as we get now more into the season, the Oaks have that full pitching staff. Solis has been allowing these pitchers to pitch more. And with nobody warming up, I'd at least expect them to go another one.
2-1 pitch, curves and catches the inside corner for strike 2. You're absolutely right, and especially now as we're in the heart of the season, it'll definitely be a nice opportunity for Solis to fully evaluate his pitching, or his pitchers. It's the 2-2 pitch, hit and foul to the right to keep the count at 2-2. Mossberg entering his senior year, so looking for one more summer to improve his game here in the CCL. Take some of that with him into the upcoming year as he's hit by the pitch and will be walked over to first. So that's the first batter that K has hit on the day. And a nice job from Mossberg to surrender his body and get walked over to first.
Now batting, number 9,
up for the
Blake Burden.
Saints is Blake Burden. University of Washington, the Husky. Making his second appearance of the day. He flew on out to right field back in the second. And that's one of the things that we've noticed, Johnny, with a number of these teams that have played at least here in Spark-Anderson Field, is it normally takes them a couple innings or so to finally get going and generate some offensive hits. As the 0-0 pitch curves inside and fouled back for strike 1.
Offense, I wouldn't say offense has been lackluster early in the games for these teams, but especially for the Oaks, they've gone off to slow starts in almost all of their games. Obviously today they got off to the 2-run first inning, that 1-run second inning, but overall it's been pretty lackluster early on in these games. You're right, Jonah.
0-1 pitch upstairs for ball 1. That one just missed the top of the strike zone. So with Mossberg at first on the pitch that hit him, Blake Burden up at the plate, and he swings on the curveball for strike 2. Nice 75-mile-an-hour curveball from K. Delivered to absolute perfection on that one. 1 on and 1 away here in the top of the fourth. 1-2 pitch, just misses the outside corner and low for ball 2.
Yeah, Juan Gonzalez plays that pitch, and the Oaks bench wanted it, but no call from the home plate umpire.
Burden waits on the 2-2 pitch and hits that one deep into left. Running back on that is McFarland, and he's going to get underneath it to make the grab for out number 2. So nice job by McFarland, able to track that one down and hold Mossberg over at first.
McFarland showing the speed out there and left.
Now batting number 3, Tyler
Good
Durna.
job making sure that none of these guys, or I guess the guy on first base, Mossberg, had any opportunity. As soon as he got that ball, he was able to move around to his left and make sure that the throw came in with enough time just in case Mossberg decided to go.
So now there's 2 away here in the top of the 4th as Kay's pitch is outside for ball 1. Taking that pitch is Tyler Durna. San Diego product, actually was the athlete of the year for San Diego State. So impressive accolade for him as he swings on that pitch inside for strike 1. Durna on the day grounded one over to first in the 2nd. It's actually been one of their most potent players on the offensive end for the Saints. For the San Diego. Now one's hit over to Weinstein at second, gloved over and tossed to Cockrell for out number 3. So they leave one stranded on base on just 2 hits and 1 error as we head into the bottom of the 4th here in Spark-Anderson Field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Gordon Ingerbritsen will take the mound
number 30,
for the Secco
Milo
Saints.
Beam.
Making his first appearance for them this game for the Coastal Carolina product. For the plate for the Oaks is Milo Beam, Purdue Boilermaker, as Oaks still lead 3-0 here in the top of the bottom of the 4th as Beam bunts that one back for strike 1. Beam on the day is actually 1 for 1 with a single back in the 2nd. And he's been really productive anywhere in the lineup when Saliza's played him, whether he's leading off or at the bottom of the order. The 0-1 pitch swung and hit over to first. Gloving it is Durna, and he's going to tag the base quickly for out number 1. So quick 2 pitches leads to a ground out over to first and 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and Dylan Rage, the starter for
Oliver.
the Saints, only went 3 innings. He gave 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So he actually had a pretty good day overall, but just those first 2 innings, he struggled a tad, and it was enough to get that Oaks 3-0 lead.
And Jason Oliver coming up to the plate for the Oaks. He seems to have found his groove as he hits that one deep into right, and that's going to be foul, or drop into foul territory for strike 1. And it's always exciting when Jason Oliver's up at the plate because he's one of those players that that can make contact with the ball, and although he may strike out, when he does make contact with the ball, it normally leads into positive outcomes for the Oaks. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Ingebrigtsen fires the slider that can't catch the bottom of the strike zone for ball 1. Remember to follow us at Conejo_Oaks. Or watch the games at oaksbaseball.org, as that one's drilled to left in foul territory for strike 2. You can watch the games at oaksbaseball.org or simulcast onto YouTube. And get excited over plays like that.
If it stayed fair, but
if
off
it
the bat, it was
fair.
fun.
Well, even foul balls can be exciting, even for viewers. As the 1-2 pitch, fouled identically to the left side to stay alive at 1-2. Oaks have found themselves in these positions quite consistently, being down in the count, but managing to work their way back and stay alive. Oliver's trying to do that right here. As the 1-2 pitch, tossed and popped into center. It's going back. On it is Smith, and he's going to get underneath it to make the catch and out number 2. And it's so hard. A lot of these players, Johnny, we've seen have been able to make good bats into that center field, but that distance, 400 feet, is just a looming distance to try and hit that one out of the park.
Yeah, only Brandon Lewis has been successful this season with Oaks. Actually, nobody last season hit a home run over center field.
As Max Weinstein waits on the inside pitch for ball 1.
The Oaks had a total of 23 home runs last season, and none of them, at home at least, went over the center field fence. Actually, Max Weinstein had one at center field at MLB Urban Youth Academy.
1-0 pitch, check swing for ball 2. Yeah, you're right, and if there's going to be a player this year to do it again, it would be Max Weinstein.
Urban Youth Academy center field's 396 compared to the 400 here at Conejo.
The 2-0 pitch hit right up the middle for a base hit, and that's going to send Weinstein over to first. So once again, the theme for the Oaks in 2-out situations, they managed to muster up hits.
Now batting, number 9, Grant Mayu.
That one's just their first of the inning, so Ingebrigtsen has done a nice job coming in, causing a ground out from Beam, a fly out by Oliver, and just giving up 1 hit to Weinstein. With Grant Mayu coming up to the plate. The Aztec trying to send Weinstein home. We're advancing, and he'll do just that. Gets hit by the pitch. So Weinstein will go over to second, and he'll go over to first.
That's a rough one, a slider by a side armor. And when you don't have that release down to a T, that can happen. It'll run inside on a right-handed pitcher. And that's exactly what happened.
Now batting, number 33, Chase.
That's the
Cockrell.
second pitch that hit a batter for the Oaks in this game. And Chase Cockrell coming up to the plate. Hit a homer in the first, but struck out in the third. 0-0 pitch, grounded over into foul territory on the left side for strike 1. So Weinstein over at second and Mayu over at first. Currently, as the standings show, the Oaks 3rd overall in the CCL and the number 1 team in the Central Division at 6-3, as that inside pitch is ball 1. But catching up on their heels, the Foresters at 5-3 right behind them, and the Ventura Halos at 7-5. But as long as they get in first, they'll make the playoffs. The 1-1 slider nearly grazes the upper thigh of Cockrell for ball 2. That could have been the second pitch that hit an Oaks batter in this inning alone. Cockrell didn't want to field that one tomorrow. Decided to jump back on that. The 2-1 pitch swung and missed upstairs for strike 2.
Oh, wow. Cockrell really could have gotten a hold of that one, but he just too far under it. A good high fastball. That's a really good pitch from a sidearmer because the ball actually starts out towards the hip and rises up above the strike zone. It's hard to gauge it as a hitter, and good job by Ingebrigtsen using that to his advantage.
2-2 slider outside, or inside for ball 3, so full count. Yeah, and as you mentioned, especially for a guy like Cockrow who loves to swing and is patient in the batter's box, that could have spelled trouble for Ingebrigtsen, but just able to throw that one high enough. Full count pitch, swung and missed for strike 3. So down goes Cockrow. It's his second consecutive strikeout, and that's Ingebrigtsen's first strikeout. So the Oaks have no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. And they lead 3-0 as we head into the top of the 5th here at Spark-Anderson Field. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. Middle of the order for the Saints. In the leadoff spot is Derek Jabri. On deck, Brett Adams. And in the hole is Scotty Graham. And on the mound for the Oaks is still third K.
Derek Jabri.
In 4 innings pitched, he's just given up 2 hits and 2 strikeouts on a productive day on the mound. Derek Jabri 1 for 1 on the day with a single back in the 2nd, looking to continue that success here in the top of the 5th. As he takes that ball outside for ball 1. Saints still stuck at just 2 hits on the day. Meanwhile, the Oaks already up to 7. Closing in on the 13th, potentially 10-plus hitting game of the season, their first 14 games, as that pitch is thrown beautifully right over the heart of the plate for strike 1. And it really is a remarkable thing, 13 games of 10-plus hits in 14 total games. Really remarkable. It's a 1-1 pitch. Hit over to Lewis at third, tossed over to Cockrell at first for out number 1.
Nice pitch there. Kay has been dealing very easily, and Solis is looking like he's going to keep him on there for a while. No Oak has even gone up to stretch in the Oaks bullpen, and that's a good sign here because Kay has been playing very well. Only 2 hits given up in today's game, and he has that comfortable 3-0 lead. Now, mind you, anything can change, but right now it's looking pretty comfortable.
And we certainly have seen that we've certainly seen those leads dissipate towards the end of ball games here at Spark-Anderson Field. As that one's hit to second and tossed over to Cockrell for out number 2. That was Adams grounding that one over to Weinstein, who made the throw for the second out of the inning.
Number 10, Scotty Graham.
Scotty Graham coming up for the Saints. A Loyola Marymount product. From Seattle, Washington. He sat out this past season due to the NCAA transfer rules. He used to attend the University of New Mexico. He waits on the sliding 0-0 pitch that catches the inside corner for strike 1. Back at New Mexico, played in 25 games, started 17. That pitch is outside for ball 2. Batted .230, had 12 RBIs. As Kay deals the 1-1 pitch, and that's hit into foul territory for strike 2. Also back at Odeya High School, garnered all Seattle Metro League honors, all 4 seasons. Helped guide his team to the state championship in 2014. Trying to do that for the Secco Saints here in the CCL as the 1-2 pitch grounded over to Weinstein at second. Once again, tossing it over to Cockrell for out number 3. So a quick 5-3, 4-3, 4-3. If you're keeping score at home as we head into the bottom of the 5th on no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base for the Saints. And you're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV as we head into the bottom of the 5th.
And number 23.
Middle of the order for the Oaks, Brandon Lewis in the leadoff spot, followed by Jordan McFarland on deck, and Cody Santana in the hole with Gordon Ingerbritsen still on the mound for the Secco Saints. Just giving up 1 hit on the day as the Oaks still lead 3-0, and quickly grounding over to third and tossed over to first, but that's over the throw. Lewis is gonna come around first and run all the way to second, thanks to the error from Adams. So that'll go down as an error from Adams, sending Lewis all the way over to second.
McFarland.
Yeah, that was an easy ground ball over to third. Adams just overextended on the throw, allowing Lewis to once on first, and Durna mishandled it, able to get over to second.
And that's just the second inning, the second error for the Secco Saints in this game. As an identical pitch hit over to third by McFarland sends Lewis over to third.
Yeah, good hit there over the glove of Adams, allowing McFarland to reach first base on that single, and now the Oaks quickly on 3 pitches have runners at the corners in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So Lewis over at third, McFarland at first, and Cody Santana at the plate for the Oaks, looking to redeem himself after striking out back in the second and getting on base due to the fielder's choice after he grounded one over to second that interfered with McFarland trying to run over to second. It's the 0-0 pitch, high and outside for ball 1. Santana, another one of those players, as you mentioned, Johnny, coming into today 2 for 9, but one of these streaky, powerful hitters for the Oaks. He can get going at any time, and looking to capitalize here in a 2-on and none away situation here in the bottom of the 5th. As Ingerbritsen attempts the pick off, the back pick. So Lewis over at third, McFarland over at first, and Santana up on the plate on 7 hits for the day on the Oaks. That one's crushed into second, tossed to second, and making the glove is Derma. It's going to get over him, so Lewis is going to come home, and Santana is going to be over at second. So the Secco Saints, they were able to get McFarland thanks to Chavez throwing it to Jabri. But on the double play attempt from Jabri over to Derma, he threw it low.
Juan Gonzalez.
So that's going to go down as a RBI single for Santana because of the fielder's choice. McFarland was tagged out, but Lewis is going to come home. So the Oaks lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth as Gonzalez pops that one deep into center, running back on it is Smith, and he's going to make the grab for out number 2, but tagging from second and coming to third is Santana. So a quick series of events. Hold your breath, folks, as a number of things just happened. Santana over at third.
Now batting, number 30,
Gonzalez popped
Milo
one out to
Bean.
center for the second out of the inning. Up at the plate is Milo Beam. 1 for 2 on the day. Hit a single back in the second and grounded one over to first. But looking to send Santana home as he takes that pitch outside for ball 1. Boilermaker starting in right field today. He's played in a number of outfield positions. 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2. The Oaks lead 4-0. 7 hits and no errors here in the bottom of the fifth. Already one run has come around, looking to make that 2. 2-0 pitch swung low and missed for strike 1. Saints, just 2 hits, but 4 costly errors in this one. As Ingebrigtsen collects himself and fires the 2-1 pitch. That's low in the ground, going to be wild pitch. Santana making the slide, and he's going to get there for the 5th run scored by the Oaks in this one as they lead 5-0.
Remember, that Santana run will be unearned because he eventually was taken or got on base because of the error. But nonetheless, smartly running the bases and able to put on another run for the Oaks. Now a comfortable 5-0 lead here as we head into the latter part of this game.
So now nobody on and 2 away as Beam swings on the 3-1 pitch to bring the count at full. 82-mile-an-hour changeup by Ingebrigtsen. The right-handed pitcher taking on the left-handed batters. The 3-2 pitch swung low and missed for strike 3. So the Oaks do manage to score 2 here in the bottom of the 5th on 7 hits and no errors. And nobody left on base as we're through 5 here at Spark Anderson Field. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
McGee.
Welcome back to Spark Anderson Field on a lovely Tuesday afternoon. I'm Jonah Malkin. Alongside me is Jonathan Rifkind on the call as the Oaks lead 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. And at the bottom of the order for the Arroyo Seco Saints is Josh McGee. Stepping up to the plate and taking that pitch outside for strike 1. McGee plays his college ball at Faulkner University. That's from Hammond, Louisiana. It's the 0-1 pitch, check swing, just outside for ball 1. Made 37 appearances for them this past season. Had a couple RBIs and 10 runs scored. As the 1-1 pitch delivered by Kay catches the outside corner for strike 2. So Kay quickly ahead in the count. He's been phenomenal on the mound in 5 innings pitched. He's just given up 2 hits and 2 strikeouts as the 1-2 pitch struck him out for his 3rd strikeout of the day for Kay. So quickly down goes McGee.
Number 6, Brian
And coming up to the plate is Brian Smith.
Yeah, Kay's been doing a good job on the mound here. Yeah, he only has given up 3 hits, but only no walks and only 2, or he's only struck out 3 players, excuse me, but only no walks, no runs and 2 hits. So he's pitching for contact and it's been successful.
Brian Smith stepping up to the plate as he waits on the 0-0 pitch. Upstairs for ball 1. Yeah, and that's been the recipe for success for Kay so far, just looking for easy groundouts that were tossed over. Most of them coming over to Weinstein. The 1-0 pitch hit past the glove of Cockrell for a base hit. So Brian Smith will get on to first. And Gabe Chavez coming up to the plate for the Saints.
Yeah, that was a nice hit into
Now batting
opposite
number 1, Gabe Chavez.
field. Cockrell unable to make the dive and get his glove down early enough to stop the ball. Excuse me, as it rolled into right field, making way for Brian Smith to get on safely.
The Cal State San Bernardino product stepping up to the plate. Or transferred from Rio Honda. Now will play Cal State San Bernardino in the fall. He swings on the 0-0 pitch, hit over to Cockrell at first. We're going to run and tag the base for the 2nd out of the inning. So advancing to second will be Smith. But Cockrell able to tag and get to the first base on the ground out from Chavez. Coming up to the plate for the Saints is Spencer Mossberg as Gonzalez and Kay have a word. With 1 on and 2 away here in the top of the 6th. The Saints on the day have more errors than hits. 4 errors on 3 hits this afternoon. But looking to change that here as the 0-1 pitch slides outside for ball 1. Mossberg 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first, but he was hit by a pitch in the 4th that walked him over to first. And Gonzalez calls for time.
Looks like his glove, he's not happy with his glove. As soon as he called time, he got up and looked at his glove, and now he's taking it off. I wonder if he's going to go in and exchange it for another catcher's glove. Yeah, it looks like he is. He tosses it into the dugout. That's rough as a catcher because a lot of these catchers are using their own gloves. And you see Gonzalez running back out there. So the fact that there may be something wrong with it, I wouldn't say it doesn't bode well because Gonzalez is a phenomenal catcher who can adapt to any situation, but kind of takes some getting used to now.
There's no question that the glove takes a tremendous amount of beating throughout the entire season. So you're trying to corral 80-plus pitches all day long, every day, for your entire career as the 1-0 pitch drops low for ball 2. Mossberg played and started in 48 games this past season with a .312 batting average, which was 3rd best on the team at Lee University. Okay, checks off the runner at second, fires the 2-0 pitch, swung and missed for the first strike.
Beautiful slider. That slider's really been working. It starts on the inside left knee of Mossberg and then ends up cutting to the plate. Mossberg realizes too late that it's a strike and swings well over the top and way late on it.
Okay, deals the 2-1 pitch, and Mossberg checks swings inside for strike 2.
Yeah, that one caught the inside corner. Whether Mossberg wanted to swing or not, he could have gone around. He would have missed it with his arms up high. But a nice inside strike from Kay.
Mossberg trying to get the 2nd hit in this inning for the Saints, and Kay trying to get his 4th strikeout of the game. He sets and fires the 2-2 pitch and just tapped, fouled back to stay alive in the count at 2-2. Mossberg took a big swing on that and just managed to clip the top of the ball. So Smith over at second, and Mossberg up at the plate for the Saints. Kay checks off the runner at second. Fires the 2-2 pitch outside for ball 3.
And Mossberg thought about going. You could see the little twitch in his arms, but as that ball got closer, the more he second-guessed his first reaction, which was to swing, and right there it paid off for him.
Mossberg did a nice job of staying patient. As the 3-2 pitch swung and fouled to keep the count at full. Zala's gonna jog on over and toss a new ball to Kay. The Oaks still lead 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. They're trying to keep it that way.
Oaks look like they're gonna start tossing Jackson Simonsgard out there in the bullpen, the lefty from Ventura College. The first bullpen action the Oaks have seen all day, and actually the Saints don't have anybody warming up either, so both of these teams keeping their bullpen loose and their starters out there.
Kay deals the 3-2 pitch just below the strike zone for his first walk of the day. So Mossberg is going to get walked over to first. Smith's at second, and Blake Burden coming up to the plate. So 2 on and 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Remember, well, I'll say that in a second, but head coach David Solis walking up to the mound to talk to Kay. And Solis likes to do this with his players, perhaps an out or two or an inning before he's ultimately going to take him off the mound, but probably just giving him a couple words of advice, trying to get him to close out this inning. But as I was saying, the Oaks, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, providing us transportation. Although it has only been one game this past season, we know that we'll be thankful in utilizing them come this long stretch of games, not only in this 8-game stretch, but as well as in the month of July, where we'll be playing, or the Oaks will be playing the majority of their road games, but also Stephen Joseph Sweet MD, orthopedic surgery and sports medicine. We appreciate you supporting the Oaks, and the Oaks appreciate you. But back to the baseball action. Kay trying to get out of this inning in a full. Smith at second and runner at first as that pitch comes inside and swung by Burden for strike 1. As I was saying, Smith at second and Mossberg at first. And Burden, who is 0 for 2 on the day, looking to send one of these Saints runners home. He flew one out to right back in the second and decided he wanted to keep Jordan McFarland engaged as he flew one out to left in the 4th. 0-1 pitch, swung and missed for strike 2. Kay's done a nice job of keeping his pitches primarily low in the strike zone, hasn't thrown them up high or upstairs at all. That's served wonders for him so far today. He's quickly up in the count, 0-2. He deals, swung and missed for strike 3. So down goes Burden as the Saints have no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and leave 2 on base here in the top of the 6th. So we're midway through 6 here at Spark Anderson Field. Oaks, top of the order, coming up. You don't want to miss it. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Top of the order, Jason Oliver, the leadoff hitter for the Oaks in the 1 spot. Max Weinstein on deck at 2 as Oliver hits that one over to short, gloved by Jabri and tossed over to Durna for quick out number 1 here to start the bottom of the 6th. Oaks still lead 5-0 on 7 hits on the day, and 2 of which have come from Max Weinstein, who's coming up to the plate.
Yeah, Weinstein, another multi-hit game. He has now hit safely in every single one of the games that the Oaks have played this season, or that he's played with the Oaks this season. He's now 12 consecutive games where he has hit safely.
Weinstein pops the 0-1 pitch over to left. Running underneath it is Burton. It's going to drop for a base hit and even more. So that's going to be a double for Weinstein and his 2nd double of the afternoon.
Weinstein is just an unbelievable player to watch. I know we say it over and over and over again, but it's because it's true. His IQ, he pops that ball up. He knows it's going to be fair. He sees that even though it gets down into left field, if he turns on the jets on that slow hop, he will be able to reach second, and he does. Great IQ, great overall execution from the Cal Lutheran infielder.
Weinstein, an impressive 3 for 4 on the day, with Grant Mayu hitting that one deep into left, but it's going to drift over to foul territory, and making the grab is going to be Burden for the 2nd out of the inning, but tagging from 2nd to 3rd is going to be Weinstein.
Huh. That's an interesting one, because if you're Burton, you made an unbelievable catch, but we'll see if it's worth it. I guess with 2 away, it is worth it that Weinstein advanced to 3rd, because with 2 away, you don't have to worry about a sacrifice situation, but in hindsight, depending on what happens with Cockrell in this at-bat, that may have been a bad decision to catch that ball in foul territory, because instead you could have gone like an infield out and Weinstein would still be at 2nd.
As Cockrell steps in and fouls that one back for strike 1. And yeah, Cockrell, not one of those batters you want to give an opportunity to potentially send a runner home. He already has a homer on the day. Does have 2 strikeouts, but nonetheless looking to extend that here as he chops one over to short, tossed over to 1st for out number 3. So the Oaks leave 1 on base on no runs, 1 hit, and no errors here as we're through 6 innings here at Spark-Anderson Field. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break.
Gonna call
Top of the 7th here in Sparky-Anderson Field as the Oaks lead 5-0. Jackson Simonsgard taking the mound for the Oaks. And to give you more details on him and to conclude the potentially final 3 innings of this game, my broadcasting partner, Jonathan Rifkin.
You got a little view of me there. We actually had a screen malfunction on one of our equipment, so that front camera was facing you for a moment. I'm glad I could make an appearance on our Oaks broadcast. Thanks, Jonah. Wonderful job. As always, like you said, Jackson Simonsgard from Ventura College on the mound for the Oaks. He takes the place of Theron Kay, who went 6 strong, only 3 hits. No runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. If the Oaks hold on to win, he will be the winning pitcher. As Tyler Durna steps in here 0 for 2 on the day for the Saints as they look to climb back, down 5-0 here in the last 3 innings. The southpaw from Ventura toes the rubber, kicks and fires. A fastball at the knees for a strike. Simonsgaard struggled early in the season, giving up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3 pitch, but in his last 3 appearances, totaling 6 innings, he hasn't given up a run, struck out 6 and walked 1. So looking very good out there on the mound for the Oaks. Gloves the ball, kicks and fires the 0-1. It's a high curveball at 68 miles an hour. That'll even the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. The Oaks have 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. For the Saints, no runs, 3 hits, 4 errors. We'll give you the lay of the land here for the Oaks in just a moment as Simonsgaard kicks and fires the 1-1. This one goes outside. 2-1 the count. Outfield for the Oaks, Milo Beeman right, Jason Oliver in center, Jordan McFarland in left. We'll give you the infield after this pitch. Simonsgaard comes set. Toes the rubber, peers and fires the 2-1 pitch. A fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Chase Cockrell's at first, Max Weinstein's at second, Grant Mayu is at short. Brandon Lewis is at third behind the dish. Juan Gonzalez and Simonsgaard taking the place of Theron K is on the mound. 2-2 the count to the lefty from UCSD as he cuts and misses at a 2-2 fastball for strike 3. Down goes Durna. The first strikeout on the day for Simonsgaard, and there's one away here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, and Simonsgaard's actually done a nice job taking over on the mound, especially the last time he played against the Ventura Halos back on the 16th. Pitched 2/3 inning and didn't give up any hits or runs and had 2 strikeouts to help close that deal for the Oaks.
Let's make way now for Derek Jabri from St. Leo's University. 1 for 2 on the day as he takes a fastball at the knees for a strike. Simonsgaard doesn't pitch that quickly. His fastest pitch is about 88 miles an hour on the gun. His mean fastball is 83 to 86. He has a curveball in the high 60s, low 70s, and a changeup as well as he kicks and fires the 0-1. This one runs outside, 1-1 the count. And that may not bode well at times for the southpaw, but when he is placing his pitches, it is very hard for batters to, or places these pitches effectively, it's hard for these batters to really hit him as the 1-1 curveball is waved at a miss for strike number 2. And that's what I'm talking about. It's only 69 miles an hour, but there's so much forward movement. It starts up at the shoulders and ends in the heels. And there's just nothing you can do about that if you're a hitter. As Simonsgaard comes set, kicks and fires the 1-2. This one runs way up and in for ball 2.
Yeah, that one was a close pitch, but for the most part, Simonsgaard doesn't typically throw too many wild pitches. Normally a pretty efficient pitcher on the mound for the Oaks this season.
His 3rd year with the Conejo Oaks as he kicks and fires the 2-2. It's ripped back at him. It hits off his glove. It rolls as he palms it and will fire it over to Cockrell in time for out number 2. Good heads-up play there by the pitcher, Jackson Simonsgaard. He tried getting out of the way, but managed to get his glove down to hit the ball onto the ground, and as it was rolling towards first, he was able to recover in time and whip it over to first in time to get the out.
Yeah, and it seemed like for a moment Simonsgaard might be able to make the ESPN top 10 plays list of the day if he could have come up with that ball in his glove, but it just managed to wiggle itself out. But he still managed to get the job done.
Brett Adams from Scottsdale Community College steps in, 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to change that here with 2 away as he takes a fastball low and in for ball 1. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the home Oaks. No runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Arroyo Seco Saints from Pasadena. The Oaks will be in Pasadena twice on June 6th, or actually June 8th and June 23rd as the 1-0 pitch is fired low for a ball. 2-0 the count. Looking ahead at the Oaks schedule. The Oaks will be back home tomorrow against the Academy Barons. 5 o'clock start, 4:50 pregame for that one. As Simonsgaard deals the 2-0. This one also low, 3-0 now. The Oaks will be in Compton on Thursday for a 6 o'clock start against the Academy Barons. On Friday, they'll be playing the San Luis Obispo Blues at 6 o'clock. On Saturday in Santa Barbara. And they'll be back home on Sunday against the Long Beach Legends. As the 3-0 pitch is a fastball over the heart of the plate for a strike, 3-1 the count. Then the Oaks will have to play the Riptide on Monday, try to avenge that 15-7 loss last week and finish off There are 8 games in 8 days against the Ventura Halos in Ventura on Tuesday. 3-1 from Simons. Got his rip to third, a one-hopper to Lewis. He'll take a couple of steps and fired over to first in time for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base as Simons guard quickly deals the Saints down in order. Oaks up 5-0 right here on KDTV. You're watching Oaks and Saints. We'll be right back. Back from the 7th inning stretch, the Oaks up 5-0 as Brandon Lewis steps in. Gordon Ingebrigtsen still on the mound here for the Saints as he deals the first pitch low and away for ball 1. On the day for Mr. Lewis from Pierce College. And in the number 5 spot, 0 for 2 with a hit by a pitch, a line out, and he reached on an error, which he eventually scored back in the 5th as he takes the 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2. The leading hitter from L.A. Pierce Junior College. That had .419 on the season with 23 home runs. Here with 1 home run on the season for the Oaks as the 2-0 pitch is a high 2-seamer, cut on and fouled back. 2-1 the count. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors here for the Oaks. No runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Saints. The Oaks have a couple more pitchers warming up in the pen now with that 5-0 lead looming over the Saints. The 2-1 is a slow changeup, ripped at and missed for strike number 2. That's one thing that Brandon Lewis, I think, is trying to work on this summer is the ability to hit slower pitches. He has not been successful. He's really only been successful against fastballs. As the 2-2 comes in from Ingebrigtsen, a slider catching the inside corner, called strike 3. Down goes Brandon Lewis, the first strikeout on the day for Ingebrigtsen. And there is one quick out now
36, Jordan
for
McFarland.
Jordan McFarland. He has reached base all 3 times he's been up to the plate. Back in the 2nd, he walked, then stole second base. Then he scored back in the 3rd inning. He singled, and then in the 5th inning, he singled as well. So 2 for 2 with a run scored for the Arkansas Razorbacks as he pops the first pitch he sees into right field. McGee takes a couple steps to his right and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th, and Cody Santana is going to step in on the day. He's 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He struck it out and also reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. He did have an RBI, however, and it ended up scoring on a wild pitch later in the inning. He was the last Oaks run to come around. Oaks scored 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and 2 in the 5th. The Saints have yet to score in today's game. Only 3 hits for them. Theron K has thrown an unbelievable game for the Oaks out of the starting spot as Santana pops the first pitch he sees in the shallow left center field. Running on it is the shortstop Jabri, and he'll make that out make the catch, for out number 3. So only 7 pitches in the inning, and the Oaks go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 7 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks are up 5-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. We'll be right back.
batting number
Oaks up
10,
5-0 as we hit the top
Brown.
of the 8th. Welcome back, everybody, to Sparky Anderson Field. Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, as the Oaks have a new pitcher on the mound. Evan McMillan from UC Irvine. Look to keep this Oaks lead up as high as possible, as he deals to the first batter, Scotty Graham, a fastball for a strike at 90 miles an hour. From Camarillo High School, headed to UC Irvine in the fall. McMillan has 2 innings pitched under his belt. He's faced 12 batters, and he has a 9 ERA as well as a blown save. It was the 0-1 pitch, runs inside. 1-1 the count. He does pitch fastballs, though, and when I say fastballs, I emphasize the fast. Low 90s, high 80s on the 2-seamer and the 4-seamer. The 1-1 pitch is a 2-seamer popped high in the sky to left field. McFarland gets under it and makes a catch for out number 1. McMillan, like I said, has that 9.0 ERA. He struck out a total of 3 batters
Now batting number 2,
and
Josh
walked
McGee.
3 as well. He also blew the save against the San Luis Obispo Blues 2 weeks ago when the Oaks were up 4-2. McMillan ended up giving up the 2 runs that tied the game in the top of the 9th. The Oaks ended up losing it in 10. As Josh McGee steps in from Faulkner on the day 0-for-1 with a strikeout and a ground out. The lanky righty steps into the right-handed batter's box. McMillan deals the first pitch, a fastball at the belt for a strike.
Yeah, McMillan, one of those pitchers where sometimes he may throw some erratic throws, but when it actually comes in the strike zone, it can be just a beautiful pitch.
The 0-1 pitch is low and away, 1-1 the count. Feel free to tweet at the Oaks at Caneo_Oaks. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Jonathan or Johnny Riff with 1 F at the end. The 1-1 popped high in the sky but fouled back. 1-2 the count. That pitch at 92 miles an hour, so that matches the fastest pitch that we have seen McMillan throw in live ball game in bullpen. He has hit 95. The fastball that was at 95 ran away just a little bit. Kicks and fires the 1-2 pitch. This one is a breaking ball outside. 2-2 the count. You also chat with us in the live chat spot and in the YouTube. We love listening to what you have to say as the viewer. The 2-2 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner. A half-hearted attempt by McGee, and he is down on strikes. That is the first strikeout on the day for McMillan. The 6th on the day for the Oaks, and they have 2 away now here in the top of the 8th. Brian Smith at the top of the order will step up 1-for-3 with a strikeout, a flyout, and a single. He was stranded on second thereafter in the 6th inning, however, and will look to get a 2-out rally going here, down 5-0. McMillan kicks and fires the first pitch in. Swung and missed for strike number 1. Smith way out in front of the 76-mile-an-hour slider. He's down in the count.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm talking about. That's one of those pitches where you just watch it and just beautifully slides on the outside.
McMillan kicks and fires the 0-1 pitch. A beautiful fastball up the letters. Swung and missed once again. 0-2 now the count. McMillan looking a lot more comfortable on the mound in today's contest than he has in the last 2 innings that he's pitched. Looking ahead at the schedule for the Saints after today, as the 0-2 pitch is cut and missed for strike 3 and 3 outs. Quickly playing the Orange County Force tomorrow, and then they'll be at the Legends on Thursday. So we're through 7.5 here as McMillan struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced and sent the rest down in order. Oaks lead 5-0 as we hit the break. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Aaron Ingebrigtsen.
Still on the mound here for the Saints. Welcome back, everybody. Oaks up 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning as Juan Gonzalez steps in the number 8 spot for the Oaks as he takes the first pitch. Low and away for ball 1. Juan Gonzalez on the day, 1 for 3 with an RBI single, a strikeout, and a flyout in his 3 trips. Looking to extend Soaks lead here. 1-0 pitch is ripped into left field. That one's going to drop and go back to the wall. Rounding first and going to second is Gonzalez. The throw gets under the glove of Chavez, and he slides in safely. So a leadoff double here for Juan Gonzalez gives the Oaks their 9th hit of the day and a leadoff runner in scoring position. They have 9 hits now, one shy of 10, which would be the 13th game where they've hit 10 or more hits in that game. They had 8 against the Halos in the 7-6 loss last week on Friday. And that's quite a feat in 13 of your first 14 games if you can get 10-plus hits in those games. Milo Beam steps in, shows bunt, gets it down, but he'll foul it off for strike 1. On the day for Milo Beam, 1 for 3 with a couple of groundouts and a single out of the number 9 spot. I kind of touched on the upcoming games for the Saints. They'll be against the San Diego Force tomorrow at home and then headed to Long Beach on Thursday to play the Legends as another bunt attempt gets down. This one really slow. Fielding it is Graham as he is not going to make the throw, and Milo Beam is going to get the infield bunt single. Advancing on the plate at third base is Juan Gonzalez and the Oaks. Now with 2 on the corners and nobody away for the top of the order and Jason Oliver.
That is just incredible. Milo Beam is phenomenal with those bunts. He was 2 for 2 in the game against the SoCal Halos a couple days ago, and now 1 for 1, so 3 for 3 on those bunts.
The first pitch as the runner goes is up at the head of Oliver. It's going to hit him, and he is going to shake that off. He landed on his right hand. You can see him kind of caressing it there, but he's okay. So the first pitch runs up and in. His umpire is going to have a conversation with Ingebrigtsen and say, don't do that again. That is very scary, an 85-mile-an-hour fastball running up at the left temple. Milo Beam was running, but it doesn't matter. That'll be a hit by a pitch. The Oaks have bases loaded with nobody away, and Max Weinstein stepping up. Weinstein on the day, 3 for 4 with a couple of doubles, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. He did strike out in the 2nd inning, and when he struck out in the 2nd inning, bases were loaded with 1 away. So now an opportunity for redemption here from the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen. With bases loaded, nobody away, the Oaks up 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. First, second, and third bases all occupied as Ingebrigtsen deals the first pitch to Weinstein. It's a fastball cut on a miss for strike 1.
And you can see Weinstein was just itching to make some contact with that ball. It took a massive swing, and it just ran a little too inside and low for him to really make contact with it.
Weinstein steps in with the 0-1 pitch, and that one bounces in the dirt. No, it's going to hit him on the left leg. So 2 consecutive hit batters. Ingebrigtsen kind of smiles to himself as he walks in a run, or hits in a run, I guess you could say. Bases loaded once again. Nobody away, and the Oaks get 1 around here in the inning. Take a 6-0 lead. By the way, they have 10 hits, which means that in 13 of their first 14 games, they've hit safely 10-plus times. Grant Mayu steps in, takes the first pitch for a strike. Goes in the dirt. He check swung the peel over to first. They said he went around, so 0-1 counts of the San Diego State Aztec. At first base for the Oaks is Max Weinstein. Second base is Jason Oliver. Third base is Milo Beam. Juan Gonzalez, who led off the inning, just came around the score on the hit by pitches. The 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Jabri gets it. Glove flipped over to Chavez, who'll whip it over to Derna in time for the 6-4-3 double play. Run comes in the score. In the form of Milo Beam, the Oaks take a 7-0 lead, but now there are 2 away with a runner at third base, which is Jason Oliver and Chase Cockrell up at the plate. To the tune of Let It Go, his walk-up song here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Oaks intern Samantha Solis and Emma Burns having just a little bit of fun with him as the first pitch from Ingebrigtsen is fired in the dirt. Graham is able to stop it, though. 1-0 the count to the Ole Miss Rebel.
Well, I think they're trying to send a message to Cockrell to just let it fly. Let the bad boy go and deep and just swing freely. That's how I interpret that walk-up song.
Jonah, you are more of a poet, though, than I think most people are. The 1-0 fired in his way up high. 2-0 the count. On the day for Cockrell, 1 for 4 with a home run, a couple of strikeouts, and a flyout. A big bat from Ole Miss. One of 2 Ole Miss products, but DJ Miller, the other one, and also the number 3 man in the CCL in batting average, is unavailable for the next 2 games. The 2-0 pitches cut on and missed for strike 1. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Saints. Oaks looking to get out of this one and be back here tomorrow at 5 o'clock, 4:50 pregame against the Academy Bears. The 2-1 pitch is a changeup catching the outside corner for a strike. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, beautiful pitch by Ingebrigtsen, just kept it low. And that's one of the things. Cockrell's a taller guy, so if you keep it low, forces him to pop it out.
The 2-2 pitch is low in the dirt. Check swing. They're saying he went around for strike number 3. Much to the chagrin of the Oaks fans here. But nonetheless, the Oaks strike for 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 8 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. The Oaks lead at 7-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. We'll be right back. To the top of the 9th we go. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin. The Saints will look to miraculously come back 5-0 here in the top of the 9th. Robbie Medell, the Oaks closer, on the mound. Not a safe situation, but getting some reps as he's been out the last couple of days because he hasn't been needed. He is 3 for 3 on the season in saves, has yet to post a run-up, so it's 0 ERA. He also has a handful of strikeouts. As Greg White will come in to lead us off here, he is pinch hitting for Gabriel Chavez in the number 2 spot as the Arizona Wildcat fires the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. On the day for Chavez, he went 1 for 3 with a couple of groundouts and a single. He was caught stealing, though, back in the first. For Greg White, as he steps in, down 0-1 in the count, Medell deals, and he hits it over to third. A 2-hopper to Lewis, who will scoop it up and toss it over out of the reach of Cockrell for an error. So Greg White, as I was saying, from North Carolina A&T, headed to his senior year, is on with a leadoff, I guess, error on the third baseman. That is the second error on the season for Lewis at third base. The first on the game for the Oaks. And that's going to bring up Mitch Kerner, another pinch hitter. So the Saints are looking to utilize their bench here in the top of the ninth. 1 on, nobody away. 5-0 or 7-0 the score, excuse me, as the Oaks are up. Bedell kicks and fires the first pitch for a strike. Fastball popping into Gonzalez's glove.
Yeah, just has such a fluid motion on his release. It's just such a fluid, smooth delivery.
As Bedell takes a breath, toes the rubber. Deals the 0-1 pitch to Kerner. That one high and outside. 1-1 the count. Mitch Kerner from Emory University went to Viewpoint High School in Calabasas. He's a catcher. He played 19 games at Emory, batted .209 with 3 RBIs, 7 runs, struck out 10 times, and walked 12. By the way, over at first base is Greg White, and he is fast. As the 1-1 pitch is at the letters for a strike, 1-2. Greg White at first base for North Carolina A&T was second on the team in batting average in 48 games at .250. Led the team in at-bats with 180. Had 20 RBIs, which led the team. 63 hits, which led the team. And he was 15 for 19 in stolen bases, which led the team, as the 1-2 pitch is low and away for ball 2.
Well, I think it's safe to say he led the team in a number of statistical categories. So good job to Greg White on the season.
Yeah, and now over at first base, looking to at least put a run up on the board and take away a positive here for the Saints, because they are down 7-0. Bedell checks him over at first. Nods, kicks and fires the 2-2. It's up high, and now a full count to Kerner. Played 3 years at Viewpoint in Calabasas, a local product. Viewpoint was one of the better baseball teams in the area as far as private schools go. Chaminade Prep. The full count pitch, runner goes, but it's outside for ball 4. Only the first walk given up on the season by Robbie Bedell. Now there are 2 on with nobody away. Remember, White reached on the error. And now stepping in is going to be Dustin Krob in the cleanup spot in place of Blake Burton.
For the Saints, number 4, Dustin Krob.
Runners on first and second, nobody away, 7-0 the score. The Oaks up over the Saints here in the top of the ninth. Krob coming in place of Blake Burton. Burton went 0 for 3 on the day in the cleanup spot. A couple flyouts to right and a strikeout under his belt. The first pitch from Bedell is taken at the belt for a strike. Krob on the season for South Suburban Junior College in Justice, Illinois. Played 28 games, batted .392 with 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. And 37 runs scored. Bedell checks White at second, who takes a nice lead. The 0-1 is a curveball fouled towards right field. And that'll leave in the count of 1-1.
Yeah, Bedell just kind of looking for a possible double play ground out, potentially.
Trying to get his team out of this one. Up 7-0. Krob, by the way, is headed to Dayton University in Dayton, Ohio in the fall. Play for the Flyers there. Bedell checks White at second, kicks and fires though too. This one runs up and in for ball 1. A lot of pinch hitters here for the Saints, as it looks like we have another one on deck. In Brendan Krob, Dustin Krob's brother, who plays at Evansville. So we'll see here if we even get that far, though I doubt the Oaks will turn a triple play. The 1-2 pitch is another fastball up high. 2-2 the count. 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. No runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Saints, who have really been struggling in today's matchup on the offensive end. The Oaks win today's game. Thrawn K will be the player of the day. Joan will be interviewing him after the game as the 2-2 pitch is hit to Cockrell at first. He'll get it over to Mayu at second, and that'll be it. So a force out at second will lead to a fielder's choice. 3-6 for those keeping score. Krob reaches first base Kerner is sent back to the bench, and going from second to third is Greg White. Brandon Krob now is going to step in. And I'm glad he came in, Jonah, because I haven't given you a trivia question in a while, and he is the perfect person to do it at the University of Evansville in Evansville, Indiana. 36 games, he batted .162 with 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 42 strikeouts. One away, runners at the corners here in the top of the ninth. I'll get to the question in just a moment. As Krob steps and waves that bat over his right shoulder, Medell kicks and fires the first pitch, and it's swung and missed for a strike. Evansville, the University of Evansville, Indiana, has a couple of notable alumni. One of whom was a famous NBA coach for the Utah Jazz. He was also a Hall of Fame, or he was a player and now a Hall of Famer as a coach. He retired, about 7-8 years ago. So Medell deals the 0-1. Fouled off in on the hands, 0-2. Which coach am I talking about? Went to the University of Evansville, played basketball there, was in the NBA. And he's a very popular name, Jonah. It was quite a sadness when this man, the Utah Jazz head coach, retired. He was the coach of that Andre Karolinko, Darren Williams, and Carlos Boozer Western Conference team.
Oh, man, I know who
that
it
gives
is.
it away right there as the 0-2 pitch runs up high, 1-2 now to Krob.
What's his name? I have the face.
You are 2 for 5 on the season. So this could really make or break you. First and third, one away here. If you know the answer, feel free to live chat or tweet at us. Maybe embarrass Jonah a little bit. As the 1-2 pitch is taken on the outside corner for a strike. Down goes Krob. Medell gets his first strikeout on the day, and now the Oaks are 1 out away from taking this one. But Jonah, you got to answer the question before, as we have another new batter in today's game, Alex Briggs.
I can't remember the name. I know I have the image.
Should I just tell you?
I know his name.
You're going to be 2 for 6 if you can take it.
Yeah, I have to take this one. I knew his name, though.
Former acclaimed head coach Jerry Sloan.
I knew it.
Went to the University of Evansville. That was our
Jerry Sloan.
Question of the day, or Rifkin's random fact, if you will, is the first pitch to Briggs is on the outside corner for a strike. Briggs comes in, pinch hitting. In the 6th spot for Derek Jabri, who went 1 for 3 with a single and a couple of groundouts. Briggs from Pasadena Junior College headed to LIU Brooklyn in the fall. Medell kicks and fires the 0-1 pitch. This one is low, 1-1.
In fairness to myself, I did have the image in my head.
Yes,
so
but I wasn't looking for a mental image. I was looking for a name.
I knew who it was, so that gives me some confidence moving forward. It did.
That's
Jerry
like telling
Sloan.
a teacher when you fail a test, I knew the right answers, but I forgot to write them down.
Give or take.
Briggs headed to Long Island University of Brooklyn from Glendora, California. From Pasadena Junior College, takes a slider, gets away from the outstretched glove of Gonzalez, and that's going to bring in Greg White over from third base. That will be an unearned run because he did reach on the error by Lewis at third, so Medell doesn't have to worry about his ERA jumping up from 0. But that does put up a run on the board for the Saints. The shutout is no longer here for the Oaks. 7-1 the score. With 2 away, advancing from first to second, by the way, on the play was Krob. On the wild pitch, 2-1 the count. To Briggs. In 39 games, he batted .279 with Pasadena Junior College as he fouls off the 2-1 to even the count at 2-2. If you want to give us a trivia question that is along the lines of our seemingly fun random facts, feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks. You can make fun of Jonah at Jonah_Malkin. You can even make fun of me if you want at Johnny Riff. We love a little teasing here on the Oaks broadcast. It's Medell. Toes the rubber, 1 strike away from giving the Oaks the win. The 2-2 is a 2-hopper to second. Weinstein will glove it. Fired over to Cockrell in time for out number 3. The Oaks take today's game 7-1. 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Jonah? The Oaks played very, very well into this game, putting up 10 hits, only leaving a total of 7 runners on base. And they are now at 11-3, 7-3 in the CCL, which is something you have to be happy about. What's your takeaway on today's game?
Yeah, well, I was just impressed with, once again, it's the pitching staff. I thought they did a great job, starting with Aaron Kay on the mound, setting the tone, didn't give up any runs. I mean, Robbie Medell was the only one who gave up a run, and even at that point, you can attribute that to the error from Lewis. So just from top to bottom, I've been really impressed with the Oaks pitching, especially today. And look, I think this was another one of these games that they needed to win to continue to build confidence as we head into a tough stretch of a number of road games this season.
Theron Kay gets the win. He is now 2-0 on the season after pitching 6 innings, giving up 2 hits. No runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Actually 3 hits, my mistake. The losing pitcher, Gordon Ingebrigtsen, goes 5 innings, giving up 4 runs. 3 were earned, 4 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. That's going to do it for us here on the Oaks broadcast. Head over to Twitter after we cut off the stream for Oaks postgame. Jonah will be interviewing Theron Kay on the field. Oaks win today's game 7-1. They advance to 11-3 on the season. 7-3 in the CCL. The Saints drop to 7-5 on the season. 7-5 in CCL play. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Oaks Baseball broadcast. For my partner, Jonah Malkin, our team ops, Chris Ruffinelli, Coach David Solis, and the entire Oaks crew. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, signing off. We'll see you tomorrow. 4:50 pregame, 5 o'clock first pitch when the Oaks take on the Academy Barretts. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Once again, the Oaks win it 7-1. Head over to Twitter, and if not, we'll see you tomorrow.